Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open the latest investor report from a tech giant you probably use every single day, maybe without even realizing it, Qualcomm. And it turns out their entire future is riding on two little letters that are changing, well, everything: AI. So let's start with a really big question. We all know AI is coming, but what's actually going to power it inside the devices we use every day? Well, one company is making a pretty bold bet that they have the answer for all of them. Okay, so here's the number one thing you need to get. You have to forget about Qualcomm as just a phone chip company. That's the old story. Their entire strategy, their big bet, is to push their AI technology way beyond the smartphone and into our computers, our cars, and all the connected gadgets around us. It's a vision for AI everywhere. Look, a big vision is one thing, but how are they actually going to pull it off? Well, the proof is in the silicon. Let's dig into the powerful new processors they've just announced that are designed to make this whole AI everywhere thing a reality. First up, let's talk about their home turf, smartphones. This right here is the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and it's not just some minor yearly upgrade. Qualcomm is talking about this as the literal new brain for the next generation of high-end AI-powered phones. Now, this is where it gets really cool. This chip isn't just faster, it's a whole lot smarter. See that huge jump in NPU performance? The NPU is basically the dedicated AI brain on the chip, and that power unlocks something they call on-device AI. What that means is your phone can run these incredibly complex AI models right there in your hand without having to send your data to some far-off cloud server. For speed, for privacy, that is a huge deal. But, like we said, phones are just the start. Qualcomm is making a massive, and I mean massive, push into the PC market with this. The new Snapdragon X2 Elite series. They are going right after the companies that have owned personal computing for decades. And this is where you really see their ambition. The report is making a pretty audacious claim that these new chips are actually outperforming the big guys like Intel and AMD. But it's not just about being faster. The real secret weapon they're pushing is power efficiency. And that, well, that changes the entire game for what a laptop can be.
So what does all this tech talk actually mean for you? Well, look at these numbers. A giant leap in speed while using almost half the power. That kind of efficiency is what makes the magic happen. We're talking about laptops that are super thin, don't need noisy fans, stay cool, and have battery life that could last for days, not just hours. It's a total rethink of what we should expect from our computers.
Okay, so this whole strategy, high performance with crazy good power efficiency, it's not just for our phones and PCs. Qualcomm is expanding way beyond our personal devices. They're weaving their tech into the world around us, and they're starting with two massive markets, cars and the Internet of Things. Let's talk cars. This isn't just about powering the radio anymore. The car you see here, this BMW iX3, it runs on something called Qualcomm Snapdragon Ride Pilot. You should think of it as the car's central nervous system. It's a complete digital brain that manages everything from all the screens in the cockpit to the really advanced assisted driving features. And it's not just about big machines like cars. It's also about all the small, smart, connected things. This was a really brilliant move. Qualcomm bought Arduino, which is a huge name in open-source hardware. Why'd they do it? Because overnight, that single purchase gave them a direct connection to a global community of over 30 million developers, the very people who are building the next generation of smart devices for the Internet of Things. And this whole expansion plan? It's not just a theory. It's already delivering huge results. Just look at these numbers from their report. They're seeing absolutely staggering year-over-year growth in revenue, 36% in automotive, 22% in IoT. So this isn't some future promise, right? This is happening right now.
So a bold strategy is great and all, but does it actually translate into a healthy business? That is always the billion-dollar question, isn't it? All right, let's follow the money and see what the financials are telling us.
Okay, let's start at the very top. The company's revenues grew 10% year over year in the last quarter of their fiscal year. We're talking over $11 billion. That's a really strong sign that the overall business is healthy, and more importantly, it's growing. Now this chart is so telling because it shows us where that money is coming from. And yeah, of course, handsets are still the biggest piece of the pie, but look over on the right, IoT and automotive. Together, they're pulling in over $10 billion in revenue. These aren't just little side projects anymore. They are huge, multi-billion-dollar pillars of the business. It proves the whole diversification strategy is really paying off. So what do investors think? This chart here basically compares Qualcomm's stock performance, that's the blue line, against the rest of the market over the last 5 years. You can see the ups and downs, but it gives you a pretty clear picture of how Wall Street has been reacting to their big AI Everywhere strategy.
So when you put it all together, the new chips, the big push into cars and IoT, the strong financials, what does it all add up to? Well, it all points to one single unified vision for the future. A future where basically every device we touch is connected and intelligent, and it's all powered by their technology.
This right here is their grand plan. They call it the One Technology Roadmap. And the idea behind it is actually pretty simple and elegant. They develop one core set of technologies. We're talking high-performance computing, on-device AI, and killer connectivity. And then they apply that same roadmap to everything, from the smallest little wearable on your wrist to the most advanced car on the road.
And you better believe they're confident this is going to work. This quote from the report just says it all, doesn't it? They see this perfect storm of AI and connectivity as the launchpad for massive growth, giving them strong conviction to hit some really ambitious future targets, like an incredible $14 billion in revenue just from their IoT business alone. Wow.
And that really leaves us with one final and pretty important thought. This report lays out a powerful, exciting vision for a more connected future. But as one single company's technology becomes the foundation for more and more of your life, your phone, your computer, your car, your home, what does that actually mean for us? That's something worth thinking about.